How would you like to get more referrals for your home improvement business? We're bringing back Brian Kaskavalciyan from G4 Marketing, and Brian's going to lay out a 5-step framework that you can follow to get more referrals for your home improvement business. Enjoy. Hey everyone, welcome back. Brian, you're back in the studio. Thanks for being here, buddy.
Hey, I appreciate it.
I feel like not too long ago, we were talking about your book, The 7 Secrets. So it is good to have you back. I know that a lot of people struggle with getting reviews, and you've got a wonderful blueprint. And well, I'm happy that you've decided to come on here and share a lesson with us.
Yeah. This is actually our main business. This is what we do for companies throughout the US and actually quite a few in Canada as well.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Yeah, I know it's not easy. I know a lot of people leave it up to chance, and people have tendency to look at what the competition's doing, and you see, competitors got a bit of reviews, and then you start making an effort. Okay, yeah, we have to remember to ask, and it's a lot more than that, right?
Right.
It's not just asking a couple of clients. It's got to be part of a system. So let's go through this. And I think you guys have software too, right? There's obviously the strategy side, but there's a software, right?
Yeah. And this is really about more than just about reviews. It's also about, because the underlying fundamental element of getting more reviews online also
referral business
is what gets you referral business and gets you repeat business. And what's interesting about this is, you're an absolute master on the front end, right? Mm-hmm. That's what you help your clients do. You help your clients get leads, which is awesome. We all want leads. Everybody loves leads, right? But what happens then is, we bring you on, we get an expert that is going to drive leads into our business, right? Then it's our job, once those leads come in as a business owner, to convert those leads into appointments, then convert those appointments into sales, then convert that sale into a completed project, then convert that completed project into a check. And then what do most business owners do at that point?
They move on to the next customer.
Exactly. They just go right back to the beginning again, and they just keep doing it over and over and over again. And what happens is there's so much opportunity on the back end that they just completely ignore it, neglect it, forget about it, whatever. They just it's just so much more exciting to get somebody new. And, but there's such an enormous opportunity on the back end for building the business and making more money.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with you, Brian. I think when we're talking to business owners and we see that, these type of things are not happening, because if we're looking at the idea of helping somebody on the lead generation side, we do dig into, to a certain degree, of course, into the business to see what's happening once the appointment's set, the sale's made.
Right.
Does anything happen afterwards? Yeah. Because that's going to increase the lifetime value, or just the value of a customer. It doesn't mean that it's repeat business, but the referral business is huge. Reviews is a big part of that. And it's funny, years back, before, doing what we do today, we were an inbound marketing agency. And Brian, you're familiar with that concept, but that methodology, attract, visitors to a website, convert them into leads, take your leads, close them into new business, and then delight your customers. Just a 4-step framework that's so simple, but makes so much sense. And that the light phase, that advocacy component at the end, is something that's often neglected.
Yeah.
So,
and it makes everything. Not only does it give the business more stability, it makes the business more valuable. It makes a business more profitable. But if you just look at marketing spend, mm-hmm. and what we spend, and you're intimately aware of this, and just from all the clients that you're working with, it gets costly. And what we have to do as business owners, as smart business owners, is we have to look at that customer's lifetime value, because they may be expensive to acquire on the front end, but if we can take that one customer and extrapolate that out and say, okay, for every 5 customers, let's say we got 1 referral. Well, what does that do now to your marketing costs? It brings your marketing costs down, right? So that's also part of what we're looking to do here.
Yeah, and I think what has to happen is people have to get outside of the regular routine. Maybe the smaller businesses, they're stuck working in the business. They don't have the opportunity to work on, right? We've all kind of been through that at some point or another. So This is one of those things that you've got to, get yourself out of the trenches and work on, implement, because it'll have such an impact on your revenues. So Brian, you've got a presentation, right, for us?
Yeah. So, and I'm gonna go through this I'm gonna go through it very quickly. So we designed a blueprint, if you will, called your Referral Success Blueprint: 5 simple steps, your most profitable leads. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through that blueprint. It's got 5 steps, and we'll let everybody know at the end how they can get a free copy of the blueprint itself if they're interested in that. So, one thing that I always ask people, when I do presentations or speaking live, I say to people, I have 5 leads. Okay, you're the salesperson. I have 5 leads. I have an internet lead, no offense, Mark. I have a repeat customer lead. I have a TV lead. I have a referral lead, and I have a newspaper lead. Even you, if I was to give you that offer, which one would you want first?
I'd take the referral. Absolutely.
Yeah, or the repeat customer, right?
Or the repeat customer, yeah.
Yeah, why do we want them? Well, because they hopefully already, know us, like us, and trust us.
Yeah.
Right. It's going to be easier to sell them. We just know that they convert at about double the rate of a cold lead, right? Or a lead that doesn't know us. And so the question always becomes, so doesn't it just make sense to focus a little bit of time and energy and money to get more of these types of leads? And so this is the kind of the blueprint that we follow. We do this work for our clients. So I won't go into the whole thing of it, but I think what's important is we're behind the scenes of some of the most successful home improvement companies in the country. I just did a little bit of math the other day. I asked my team, if we combined all of our clients together, how many jobs do they do a year? And it's over 100,000 jobs a year that our clients do. And that, in terms of revenue volume, at a minimum is somewhere between $750 million and about $900 million. And what we do is like I said, we do the back end of it, where what we call relationship marketing, which is really all about what we're talking about here: reviews, referrals, repeat business, customer relationships. We also do, the other presentation that you and I did together was on the book. It was based on the book, The 7 Secrets to Becoming a Wealthy Contractor. We have the Wealthy Contractor podcast, as well as, we have our big annual event early in the year. In 2021, it's going to be in January here in South Florida. So you and I already talked a little bit about this. The problem is most contractors spend a fortune to acquire or buy a customer, which is essentially what we're doing. We buy customers. Then we work our asses off to sell the job, install the job, get paid for the job, only to completely ignore and neglect that customer after the job has been completed, resulting in a loss of back-end opportunities for additional leads and sales and profits. And so that is the problem that we work to solve. And the blueprint here that I'll lay out for you in the 5 steps is how you're going to solve that problem. So step number 1 is, and each one of these, by the way, they're foundational. So the first step or the second step builds on the first, the third step builds on the first 2, and as we go throughout. So the first piece to this is, as the owner of the business, do you have a commitment to creating customers for life? And so once you make this commitment, there's no longer this love them and leave them. Your business is now designed around the customer, the experience that they have with your business, and their relationship with you. And this has got to become a part of your company culture. And you, as the owner, have to lead this charge. Now, each one of these has a little note on the bottom, so I'm going to read this to you. So your customers are not automatically loyal just because they gave you money once. In fact, you should consider them unpredictable and susceptible to the seductions of the marketplace. And what I mean by that is that if you let them go, if you leave them on their own without any commitment to creating customers for life, what happens is you become out of sight, out of mind. When you become out of sight, out of mind, and when they need another service or need another product, more than likely, they have already forgotten about you. Whether it takes a few days, a few weeks, or a few weeks, make no mistake, they're going to forget about you. And it's not because they're not loyal, it's just because they have other stuff going on in their lives. And so they'll see an ad from one of your competitors, maybe on TV or on the internet or wherever. And that's what I mean by they're susceptible to the seductions of the marketplace. And so you have to take control of that. So unless you do something to continually jar their memory, to reinforce and nurture your relationship, chances are good you're not going to see them again. You're not going to see their money again, and you're probably not going to see their friends. So that's step one. Step two is earning the right to referrals and repeat business. And this is really all about the customer experience. So your job is to make your customers feel confident that they made the right choice with you. Not at the beginning when you're selling them. I'm talking about at the very end of the job, through the whole process. This is something I got from Disney, is are you creating magic moments in your business, or are you creating tragic moments in your business? You got to pay attention to the details. Customer experience is really all about the details. Be exceptional at every point and every interaction with your customers. Create a wow experience for them and be memorable. No, regardless of economic conditions, consumers expect us to do the job right, use the best materials, and adhere to the strictest standards. So a completely satisfied customer should be your minimum acceptable standard, minimum. To maximize referrals, reviews, repeat business, and differentiate yourself from the competition, you must work hard at creating raving fans. Mm-hmm. Raving fans. And so when we look at referrals, let's say, 83%, this is from a study. Now, by the way, I think that this is taken over a broad group of businesses. I happen to think in home improvement, both of these numbers are actually lower. But 83% of customers say they're willing to provide referrals. Again, in home improvement, I think this number is much lower, but let's just go with this to make the point. So if we look at 83% of customers are willing to provide referrals, but only 29% of those customers actually do. Remember, again, I think in home improvement, these numbers are significantly lower. But the question then becomes, well, why don't they refer you more? There's a number of reasons. One is your customer experience was just okay. You didn't give them a good enough reason to refer. And what I like to say is you didn't give them a story to tell. Every great company that gets a lot of referrals and gets lots of reviews, by the way, they're hand in hand, people, hand in hand, right? Those companies give their customer a story to tell. You don't give somebody a story to tell, you're not that memorable, right? You didn't ask, you didn't stay in touch, and you didn't make your customers feel special and feel appreciated. So when you look at customer experience, I always say to people, look, Look at every interaction that you have with a customer, whether it's on the phone or it's live and in person, and ask yourself a simple question at that interaction point is what can we do? What can we do here at this interaction point so our customers can't help but say, wow. Step 3, demonstrate your appreciation. Well, everybody wants to be that special customer, including you. So demonstrate your sincere appreciation for their business. And when somebody gives you their business, they're giving you their trust and they're giving you their confidence, not just their money. And so what you want to show them is, hey, I sincerely appreciate you choosing us. Write thank you notes. Make what we call happy calls. Make personal visits. Go and visit your customers. And please, by all means, send them something. Send them a gift. It amazes me how people in this business, especially because this is generally a high-ticket business, right? Depending on what you do. So if you're a painter, your average ticket is a few $1,000s. If you're selling windows, it's $10,000. If you're doing siding, it's $20,000. If you're doing full remodels, and it goes on and on. And what happens is, the job comes, it ends, and then because the owner's moving on now to the next one, they haven't stopped and said, hey, these people just spent a lot of money with us. Let's demonstrate to them that we sincerely appreciated that. Let's send them something, to make them feel special. Okay? By the way, this is what we do for our clients. We package up boxes. And everything is designed. It's customized for the client, and it's always personalized to the customer. We make a big deal out of it. By the way, too, Mark, here's something really interesting. I don't know if I've shared this with you, but we did a study last year. We took because we do thousands and thousands of customers a month through our system, right? So we looked at the customers our clients that send a gift to their customer versus the clients that don't send a gift. So we actually have an option where a gift is not included. And we compared the two as it relates to reviews. And guess what? The people that received a gift were 3.5 times more likely to go online and leave a review at the places that matter. To me, what matters is Google, right? Facebook, and here in the States, Better Business Bureau. I'm not sure if it's up there, but here in the States, those are the big 3. And so step 4 in this process is earning and using 5-star reviews to your advantage. So you've got to consistently and systematically ask for customer reviews. You've got to drive reviews online, again, to the sites that matter: Google, Facebook, Better Business Bureau. You've got to look at the feedback that you're getting. Are you getting positive reviews? Are you getting negative reviews? What are you doing with those? And then take those positive reviews, use them in your marketing process, use them in your sales process. So the note here is you must know what your customers and your prospects are going to be telling the world about you before they do it, right? So we want to know if somebody's not happy with us, we want to know before they go to Google and give us a 1, 2, or 3-star review, right? In today's world, look, we used to say to our franchisees, I used to have a franchise company in the 2000s. And we used to say to people, man, if you do a bad job for somebody, they're going to go and tell 20 of their friends about you. Today, if they only told 20 people,
you'll be lucky.
Right? Today, they can tell the world. They can tell everybody, right?
Yeah.
But just a very simple little thing. So,
yeah. What's is there a rule of thumb, Brian? Because I know you do this for a lot of people, and you know, I'm sure people watching probably wonder, okay, what could make a good gift? I'm sure if you just Google, there's probably tons of ideas out there, but is it a gift that is, is it something that has to be branded with your company? Should it be non-branded? Is it, relative to what the cost of the job was? Like, are there rules of thumbs here or what? Like,
so I'll tell you what we do. I've always used food. I like food, right?
So do I.
Makes people feel good, right?
Yeah.
We use chocolate chip cookies.
Nice.
Right? So we have a supplier that supplies us with these delicious, all natural little chocolate chip cookies. So we put those into a package and we send them out with a thank you card. It doesn't have to be anything elaborate. It just needs to be something. Because think about it, the majority of people that we spend our money with don't say thank you. Think about that. The majority of people, and it's crazy because, you spend a lot of money on something as all of us do, and that's it. It just comes and goes. You wrote them a check and it just comes and goes.
So it's more about the gesture, not so much the actual item. Right.
More about the gesture. Yeah. So like I said before, when it comes to reviews right now, these are the big three. I say to my clients, you kind of want to stay away from those third-party sites where your competition is. You want to drive as many of your reviews to Google, because also that's going to help with what you do, right? You're paid by your clients to generate leads online using Google pay-per-click. That's what you are. That's what you're an expert at, and that's what you do for your clients. Well, if you have a client that's got bad reviews, right, and they want to use Google PPC to drive leads, that makes the job harder, and that's on them, not on you.
Yeah, and on that point, Brian, I mean, for us, if I was talking, forget who I was talking to, we're talking about the difference of. It was a lesson on reviews. And we're talking about, two types of companies. One who is putting the time and effort and systems in place in order to make this, to be more proactive in terms of getting the referrals and the reviews. And that business can afford to focus more on offense. Whereas the company that is not earning the right to get the referral and the review, and they're just getting the reputation tarnished online. Like you said, people nowadays with social and digital, I mean, a lot of people are going to know if you're dropping the ball.
Oh, yeah.
Then that business is stuck playing defense. And I mean, you don't want to be in that position. We don't take clients on like that. It just it's an uphill battle.
We don't either, unless they commit to steps 1 and step 2
to change. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. If they say to us, look, if we look and see that their star rating on Google is 4.0 or lower, we're going to have that conversation with them, and we're going to say, look, we could do this all day long for you, but unless you make some fundamental changes to your business that are going to drive that star rating up, we're not going to be able to help you. You're just going to spend money for nothing.
Yeah. So what's this we see in front of us here, Brian?
Well, there's a number of ways that you can ask people for reviews, make it easy. We have a platform called Authentic Feedback. We only work with contractors. And so, with our platform, we have the ability to ask people face to face. Take out your phone. The person in front of you has their phone out. You text them. Boom, they get it in front of them. Hit this button, hit that button, and boom, within 90 seconds, you've got yourself a 5-star review. There's more to it. We also use direct mail. We use email. And we use texting. So a lot of people think, well, if I just do a good job, they'll leave me a review. Or if I just do a good job, they'll send me referrals. No, doesn't work that way. You got to work for it, And then here, the last piece, step number 5. Remember, they all build on the other, right? So step number 5 is keep in touch with that customer forever. I say to people, they say, well, how long do I stay in touch with a customer? And I ask them, well, how long do you want to be in business? That's how long you stay in touch with your customers.
Yeah.
Right. So you have to implement a system of interesting and informative ongoing communications. And you could use whatever, postcards, letters, emails, newsletters, phone calls, use it all. You want to stay top of mind so you so they don't forget about you, so you can promote your other services, so you can continually ask for referrals. You want to become your customer's trusted advisor for any home improvement project. You don't want to just be another salesman. You want to be their trusted advisor. That's the position you want to be in. And then when it comes to referrals, you want to make sure that you acknowledge and you reward every person that makes a referral. So the note here is the majority of referral opportunities come long after the job has been completed. So I always say to people, it's like, tell me about your referral program. They say, oh yeah, well, we do this and we do that, but it only lasts like 2 days. And I say, well, what about a month from now? What about 6 months from now? What about if they don't know, if they don't have somebody to refer you to today, doesn't mean they won't have somebody next week or a month from now. But if you're already long gone in their memory, you just missed out on opportunity. So for maximum repeat referral business, you need to remain top of mind with your customers 2 months, 6 months, 15 months, even 60 months after you've completed their project. And again, assuming that your customers are loyal and will call you when they need something, or that they're just automatically going to recommend you when the opportunity comes up, is going to end up costing you a lot of money, because that's very naive. Doesn't work that way. Here's just some of the ways of keeping in touch. When I first learned about the power of company newsletters, which by the way works for any business, you name me a business, and I would, as a marketing strategist, I would recommend a company newsletter for them. I don't care what they're selling. I don't care who they're selling to. It is the most powerful way of staying in touch with a customer. So we do, for our clients, we do an email newsletter. We do a print newsletter for our clients because it's just the best way of keeping in touch. I love mail. You're a digital guy. You're all about being online, which is awesome. We're online too. All of my clients are online, right? Many of them are, driving leads exactly the way that you do it. But I also like to be in the mailbox. There's less competition there. We can come in under the radar, with TV and internet and all that. Your competition sees everything that you're doing, right? And so when you're in the mail and you're communicating directly with your customer, your competition doesn't have a clue of what you're doing, what you're offering them.
Yeah, that's right? A great point. I never actually thought of that. That's great.
Yeah. And then mail has to be touched. It's physical. And if you do it right and you make it engaging and you make it entertaining and you make it fun, then people are going to be looking at your mail, right? So our newsletter, we have a very specific format that we follow. I won't go into all of that. Referral programs, all of this stuff needs to be promoted. It can't be taken for granted. You can't just think, oh, I just because I did a good job, now automatically people are going to call me back 6 months from now or a year from now. It does not work that way. We work very, very hard for our clients to make sure that we stay top of mind with them. And then you can also use, another piece of this is you can also, if you have a list of past customers and you haven't really done a great job of communicating with them, you can reach back out to them. We call it customer reactivation. How do we go and get more, re-engage with that customer so that they'll, come back and buy from us again?
Yeah, I think that's a fantastic, framework blueprint. I like it, Brian. It's, easy, well laid out. What you just had on the previous couple slides, the newsletters, the rewards and the referral programs. I think it's easy to maybe look at what other companies are doing and say, oh, wow, gee, you know what? We need a referral program. Let's put one in place. Yeah. And then, you set it up. And like you say, a couple of days, okay, we're good. And then it gets left on the back burner. Nothing happens with it. And hey, how come this is not working? It's not, it does require somebody to kind of champion this internally and manage it and take care of it. Well, I say internally, it doesn't have to be internal, but a company like yourselves can help and stuff. But yeah, I think you can't leave that up to chance.
No.
And I like that. I think it's a way of the word that comes to mind to me is predictability, right? Make getting reviews and referrals a lot more predictable. So this is a very nice way to make that happen.
Yeah, so look, business is about, like you said, you can't leave stuff to chance. Hope is not an effective business success strategy, right? And you have to have processes in place. You have to have systems in place to make this stuff predictable, like you said, consistent.
Yeah. Good stuff, Brian. Well, appreciate you coming by the Academy and sharing this with the audience. For those of you watching, please, subscribe if you're enjoying this content. Leave us your comments. Brian, you got tons of great content. If people want to get in touch with you guys, I see Pete up here. Is this who we reach out to?
Yeah, if you don't mind, here's a quick commercial. If you're a company that does 10 jobs or more per month, we might be a really good fit for you. We might be able to help automate some of this for you. And if you want to just do a quick 10-minute discovery call, the information is right there. You can that's our director of business development. Talk to him. He's been in the home improvement industry forever, knows business. We'll just talk to you for a few minutes, understand a little bit about your business, and see if we can help. If not, we'll direct you to some resources that will be that can be helpful for you. I think I've got this last slide here is how people can actually get the blueprint. It's
okay, perfect. Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. Yeah,
g4marketing.com/blueprint, and you can download the full blueprint there.
Awesome. So Brian, just to reiterate, 10 jobs a month or more. And that's not huge. It's a pretty low threshold. And things like this, to not have the burden or headache of trying to set a lot of this up or reinvent the wheel, this is cool. Yeah. So, well, thank you, Brian. Appreciate you coming back and sharing that.
I love what you're doing here, helping contractors be more successful. You and I are both very, very aligned on that philosophy, and I think you're doing just a fantastic job here.
Well, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. We don't have all the answers, right? So,
nope.
Two minds are better than one, as they say.
Yep.
Cool. All right, Brian. Well, thanks again.
Thank you, Mark.
Bye.